What's up everyone, and today we're gonna talk about the strongest battlegrounds, all the characters' strength and weaknesses. And I know this is like my first video, so I'm like willing all of you to like watch it carefully, and I'm willing for some likes and subscribes too. Our first character is the strongest hero. This character is based on Saitama in One Punch Man, and is also the oldest character in the strongest battlegrounds. This character has all the basics of the strongest battlegrounds characters, and because of the simple and strong skills, the strongest hero can line up these skills and use it as a combo. This character is pretty quick at putting combos into our opponents, so that's why if we just repeat the cycle and memorize the combo, we can just slay several characters in like short time. So it's a character who gets a lot of advantage fighting close ranged characters like Garo and Atomic Samurai. But what if the opponent is a long range character? Then the story is different. The strongest hero, Saitama's mobility is very low comparing to other characters, and they're all close range skills. That's why it's very weak against long ranged characters, and most skills don't grant it armor and has wind up. So it's highly weak to spam users or teamers too. This is because Saitama is a character that completely gives up on mobility. It relies on combo and skills. So that's why he can't show strong appearance in front of long range characters. Our second character is the Hero Hunter, which is based on Garo from One Punch Man. This martial arts prodigy character, Hero Hunter, is a grab-based character, where most moves are close range, but with more mobility, tactics, and combos. Same as the strongest hero, the Hero Hunter, Garo, is another character that highly relies on combo. That's why Garo's fighting style is unlike other characters. It is built to intercept the opponent with a short cooldown and decent skill damage to mix with M1s to use like a combo. That's why Garo shows immense strength and impressive fighting style in front of close-ranged opponents like Suiryu and Atomic Samurai. Also, its counter Praise Peril can give huge pressure to characters when fighting at melee, and this attack is highly effective against skills that are easy to be reacted to. But still, Garo is a close-ranged character, and because of its basic strength class difference, this guy does have some disadvantages when fighting against Saitama, the strongest hero. Also, it's a close-ranged character, so it's highly vulnerable to long-range characters like Tatsumaki, the Wild Psychic, and Tech Prodigy. Also, if you get tricked by opponents and misuse a counter, it can make the player very exposed, allowing opponents to interrupt the player. Garo's ultimate is considered bad too. The skill Crush Rock can be dodged just because of its windup, and its skills are structured based on 1v1 situation, not on teamers. So that's why if Hero Hunter uses the one-time skill Final Hunt, it gets very weak afterwards. Our third character is a destructive cyborg, which is based on Genos from One Punch Man. Genos, the destructive cyborg, is the first ranged character released in the game, and because of the long-ranged attack and check, it gets a huge advantage fighting against short-ranged characters. That's why the lower the character's mobility is, it is easy to fight against those characters. And also, because of the recharge passive, it is also useful against teamers, and also is a best passive for the violent and aggressive plays with others. Destructive Cyborg's weakness is that this guy's skill use windup is really slow, so it's very easy to get escaped or blocked. Also, because of the M1s are slower than other average characters, there are some disadvantages on M1 fights, and all the base attacks are blockable, and they are also very easy to escape by ragdoll cancellation because most of the skills are easy to react to. Also, because of this guy is a long-range character and relies on long-range checks and pressure, he is also vulnerable to characters with high mobility. Our fourth character is a Deadly Ninja, which is based on Speed of Sonic in One Punch Man. This guy is considered to have the highest mobility and moving skills in the game. Having a lot of grab-based skills and combo extenders, this character can be used both in combo style and runner style, and all skills are simple but long-ranged. Also, because of the short windup and decent hitbox of the skills, this character gets incredible agility and strength against close-range characters, and it can also defeat long-range characters too. Also, this guy's ultimate is very strong, since the 20 of the teleport dashes are granted when activated, and the mobility also improves way higher than usual. Because of this, running away from Sonic with the ultimate is considered almost impossible. Considering this guy's weakness is that first, the combo extended third skill scatter can't bypass block, and 3 out of 4 skills are blockable. Also, most of the skills' common damage is low, and considering to line these skills up is considered really hard. If you make an opponent ragdoll, you can use third skill scatter, and first skill flash strike is easy to get countered, and second skill whirlwind kick can't reset the time of the opponent's ragdoll cancel. Our fifth character is a brutal demon, which is based on Metal Bat. A brutal demon is a close range character, but because of its good mobility, it is good at countering and preparing for long-range attacks and pressures. That's why it's good at fighting against long-range characters, and there's no problem also fighting against close-range characters too. And there's another piece of information to tell that brutal demon, Metal Bat, is also good at pressuring enemies too. Most attacks have variance and large hitbox, so it is highly effective to catch up to the runners or enemies that let their guard down. But this guy has an incredibly long end lag when missing skills, so it is not a beginner-friendly character, which requires precise aim of skills when used. Also, the skills also have a long wind-up, so it's highly vulnerable to counters, and even if there are 3 skills that can bypass blocks, it can't be a good marry to Metal Bat. That's why, if you miss even one skill while putting in a combo, a Metal Bat can suffer from the long end lag, counter, and ragdoll cancel. Our sixth character is a Blade Master, which is based on Atomic Samurai in One Punch Man. Blade Master is another character that also highly relies on combo use, considering it has a lot of cons when using the skills one by one. And because of many airborne and movement skills, Atomic Samurai's mobility is considered to be good, like Metal Bat, the brutal demon. But Blade Master's Atomic Samurai's biggest merit is the counter move Split Second Counter. Blade Master is another character that has a counter move with Garo the Hero Hunter, and this move is very useful to attack other players to continue the combo since it moves right back of the opponent when the counter succeeds. That's why this counter is highly effective on the players like Genos and Suiryu, since most of their attacks are easy to react to. Considering this guy's weakness is that most of the attacks are predictable. Because of the incredibly long delay, most skills can be blocked or countered easily. Also, Atomic Samurai has the lowest hitbox of its upper slam, and the M1s are considered pretty slow compared to other characters too. Also, missing skills like Pinpoint Cut and Split Second Counter, Atomic Samurai can suffer from enough end lag, and because of all of these skill downsides, there are problems that the skill linkage is automatically forced on players too. Our seventh character is a Wild Psychic. Wild Psychic is another ranged character in the game and is based on Tatsumaki and Fubuki in One Punch Man. This character is a balanced, widely skilled character since it has 2 combo extenders and 1 pulling skill, and 1 mobility skill with unlimited movement area. Because of this, Tatsumaki, the Wild Psychic, has a lot of wide areas and skill usage of combos, and with a lot of skills that can reset the ragdoll cancel cooldown and can hit ragdoll characters, it is good at fighting against close range characters. That's why a lower opponent's mobility is, Tatsumaki has a better advantage fighting against them. But despite her wide skill combos, Tatsumaki, the Wild Psychic, has the longest cooldown of all characters and lowest base skill damage of 7 to 13%. Because of this, whether you have a good method and skill usage and combo, we can feel a gap of the combo due to its weak damage. Also, many skills are highly vulnerable to ragdoll cancellation, especially Stone Coffin, and 3 out of the 4 base skills are blockable, and they all have a short windup, so it is very easy to get cancelled. Because of this ragdoll cancellation, the combo can get messed up, and is also the main reason that raises this character's usage level too. Our 8th character is the Martial Artist, which is based on Suiryu from One Punch Man. Martial Artists can have weak damage despite being the close range character, but it instead got gifted a mobility, so it's good at preparing against long range pressures and attacks. Also, it has the fastest M1 in the game with a wide hitbox, so it has a high advantages of M1 fights with other characters. Also, most skills stay or are activated until the end, so it is highly useful to pressure opponents, and especially Vanishing Kick and Whirlwind Drop can be very useful at pressure and messing up an opponent's combo if used well. This guy is highly vulnerable to ragdoll cancellations like Tatsumaki, the Wild Psychic. At least Tatsumaki can use skills at range to at least give a distance, but most of Suiryu's skills are movement or close range, so it has to risk the danger of a ragdoll counter and cancel. But just because of that, if you just throw an estimation shot or just spam skills, usually Suiryu gets countered back. And Suiryu is also a character that relies on mobility and pressure despite its close range, so it can be weak in front of characters like Saitama and Garou when caught, since they can slay Suiryu by its melee combo quickly. Our ninth character is a tech prodigy, which is based on Isamu, the Child Emperor from the One Punch Man. It is currently available by early access, and it is an anti-team based character in the game. This character is very good at peer pressuring characters with the first and second skill Wii Boom and Plasma Cannon, and has a lot of skills that have a very good hitbox and has a decent cooldown. Considering this guy has 3 combo extenders and with all skills having to attack opponents while they're ragdolled, this character is structured to also put combo very easily. Also, the Tech Prodigy skills are multi-grabbing and gives splash damage. It is perfect to going against teamers and doesn't matter if the character is close or long-ranged. 2 of its skills bypass counters too, so whether the opponent has a counter move, you can also bait the counter using these skills, and because of the good pressuring skills and combo extenders, this character is a wide skilled character with anti-teaming skills too. But despite its strong look, Tech Prodigy has few downsides that weakens itself down. Currently, most of Tech Prodigy's skills have incredibly long windup, especially Plasma Cannon, Railgun, and Trinity tier. Also, most of the skills don't grant an armor and are predictable, so it's highly vulnerable to sneak attacks or airborne moves like Deadly Ninja's Flash Strike, Brutal Demon's Beatdown, and Wild Psychic's Crushing Pull. Also, most skills can be avoided by mobility and dash techniques, and while it's not as much as Wild Psychic and Martial Artists, they are also vulnerable to ragdoll cancellation, especially the 2 skills Twin Burst and Wii Boom. Our final character is the Monster Form Hero Hunter. Unlike the normal version, the Monster Form Hero Hunter's mobility is highly increased by 2 of its base skills, Crowd Busters and Doom Dive, and with most of the skills granting armor on successful hits and gives splash damage, it has got way better skills of going against teamers than normal version. Also, the fact that the M1s are same as the normal version Hero Hunter is another huge advantage, since it can perform a twist tech and automatically slay other opponents with M1 extending skills and combos. Also, normal version Garou Hero Hunters has a counter move, so it requires to at least perform twist tech 2 times to slay opponents, but Monster Garou only has to perform 1 time and have a room to spare. Also, most big skills are structured very easy to put combos in, and especially first skill Doom Dive and third skill Hammer Heal, since they can grant a stun for a long time and roll the opponent back, making them easy to line combos too. Also, most skills are activated in the air and finishers are mostly airborne, so there's also a low chance to get cancelled too. So to its good, straight combo-based skills and anti-teaming abilities, Monster version Hero Hunter doesn't have a lot of downsides. But overall, most of the skills are rushing and charging skills, so it is kind of vulnerable to ragdoll cancellation, despite it's not much as Tatsumaki and Suiryu. And also, at the skill mist, there are some end lags and can make players exposed to get interrupt their combo. And because of these skills require precise timing and landing, especially Doom Dive and Crowd Busters on the block, so it is not a beginner-friendly character to other players too. And due to its good hitbox, it can be a downside because it can be easily baited to counter.